Hi, my name is Frances Kurtenbach, and this is my summary of learning presentation. When I first entered the course, I thought I knew a lot about being online simply because I spent a lot of time online sharing memes, talking to friends, and being somewhat social online. However, online platforms, as I've learned throughout this course, have so much more potential than the initial perception I had of being online. Let me explain why. Before entering this class, I appreciated the internet for its internationality and for its capability to allow me to contact people internationally. Through various social media platforms, I was able to keep in touch with my friends from Japan, America, British Columbia, and even Germany without having to pay thousands and thousands of dollars to travel across the world just to see them. I am a social introvert. I love meeting new people and experiencing new cultures from every possible and new aspect or angle, but I hated leaving my house or putting my face on camera. Being online meant being connected but hidden, and it meant erasing the distance I once felt from my family and my friends while remaining shy. As I said, I already had an online presence set up. I wasn't known by my real name on most sites, but I was a part of many personal communities that would share personal thoughts, feelings, art, and literature with one another. An example you may recognize is DeviantArt, Pinterest, and Instagram. At the start of the class, we discussed building our personal learning networks. What this is a community in which other people who have an online presence can support you and work with you as a formidable resource to further your own education and experiences. The people who become a part of your PLN will help further your practices in ways that you would not have been able to do on your own. So, I started to reach out across platforms that I'd forgotten about long ago to build on my PLN. I started to put my face on things. Twitter became a political platform for me, political and educational. I share educational tweets about different resources that I come across and hope that my followers may benefit from having read or even just viewed an article that I had shared. I still use Instagram and Pinterest purely for artistic and personal interests, but Facebook is my meme platform. Feedly, WordPress, Google Plus, and Reddit I all use for educational purposes. I find that these platforms share some of the more educational professional articles and websites that I've encountered throughout this course, and so I plan to continue to use these platforms for informational means. Here are some examples. Why build an online presence? Because you can learn digitally. There are so many reasons why you should build an online presence. For one, learning online is an invaluable way to have unlimited access to resources, communities, support, and guidance. For my learning project, I decided to learn how to create different and diverse characters for a comic that I want to create someday. I Googled thousands of different kinds of tutorials, and while some of them weren't helpful, most of them were gold mines of information that I've been waiting to hear for the most of my life. It also helps to learn digitally because so long as you have access to the internet in some way, you can always access these resources. So society, it sometimes moves so fast that it can be incredibly difficult to have the time or the space to sit down and just learn. But if you have the option to learn digitally, then all you need with you is a smartphone or a portable laptop or a tablet and you're good to go. Technology allows all of us to learn on the go. We do not have to be weighed down by textbooks or be financially limited. If you can afford an internet bill, you're pretty much good to go. If not, find a free Wi Fi spot and you're even more ready to go. In an educational context, teachers can upload videos of their classroom discussions and lessons and tutorials so that students can, at any time, rewind or repeat the video as often as they need to get it. This means that students of all capabilities have the opportunity to learn at a pace that works for them. Some students can get it on the first try, while others may need to hear the same information multiple times before they can begin to remember or internalize it. There are also many tools that can be used, such as screen capture tools, photo annotation tools, live video tools, Chrome extensions, assessment tools, sharing tools, and many more. Technology can also greatly supplement the classroom. Using tools like Skype or chat forums allows the teacher to bring in outside sources for free. However, as educators, we have always we always have to be careful that we're not using technology as a substitution for other learning tools in a way that offers no insight or no benefit. Technology being used in classrooms must be at least a supplement or augment the lesson at hand. Even better is creating a use for technology that allows for significant task redesign and creation of new tasks that were otherwise unmanageable. If teachers are going to be using tech in their classrooms, they have to keep digital citizenship in mind. Chances are students are going to be more comfortable with technology than most teachers are. However, this does not mean they have the maturity to be freely posting online in an educational context. You must teach your students how to behave online. In doing so, students must consider the intent, authorship, history, and they must never forget their empathy. Students should learn to remain as active as they can in their communities. In doing so, they build connections in a professional manner, contribute to something, and have the chance at receiving feedback. Show students the many platforms in which they can find helpful and professional resources so that your students may begin developing a positive digital footprint. Students may not always be aware of the fact that everything on the internet is on the internet forever, so emphasize professionalism in order to help your students stay clear of life ruining tweets or controversial blog posts. Also, teach your students to avoid the internet trolls. Show them how they can ignore such people on the internet and emphasize the fact that they should never take online bullying, harassment, or trolling personally. And finally, there's activism. Online activism is a great way to get students passionate and involved in communities that they can relate to. The wonderful thing about activism online is any student with any interests or any needs can find something, a movement, or even just a forum about something that they are passionate about. In this way, teachers can use online activism as a way to differentiate for all of their students. Developing or depending on the individual abilities, they will attempt to do what is at their current ability level. Of course, teachers should take the time to explain the difference between participating in a community and slacktivism. One cannot simply retweet things and not do anything about the problem at hand. My presentation is now coming to a close. After having completed Econ 355, I've begun to consider technology in ways that I hadn't thought of prior. For example, I used Google Maps a few weeks ago to check for a vacuum at a new gas station down the street so I didn't waste gas looking for one. Of course, that's just a silly example, but I truly have been looking for new ways to use technology to supplement my own learning as well. And my cat is running around everywhere. Over the course of the semester, I learned that I learn best through watching YouTube tutorials because I need the visual, kinesthetic, and audio instruction all at the same time to get the most effective results in my learning. In discovering this for myself, I was able to see firsthand what the benefits are to having technology efficiently included in the classroom. Also, I chose this format for my presentation because it's congruent with how I would upload videos for students in my future classrooms. Videos such as these can be easily published to classroom and educational communities like Google Classroom so that not just my future students, but anyone online could learn from my instructional videos as well. This way, I am not only contributing the multiple adaptive dimensions that I would be providing for my students, but I would also be contributing to the online community. That's all I have to say. Thank you for tuning in and watching my summary of learning presentation.